Hello and welcome back to Nat Scraps. Today we are on day 6 of Christy's Beautiful Life's 30 Days of Sketches. If you don't know what that is all about, pop down to Christy's Facebook page. It's in the description below and you will soon figure out. We are creating with sketches all month long and I'm on day 6, about a week behind, probably over a week. Who knows? I'm a long way behind, but we're just going to keep plodding our way through it. Today's sketch had me in all sorts of like skittery brainwave things. I went to print the photo that I wanted to use. Some of my other layouts I've already done are from the engagement party of my nephew. Had that in mind, wanted a photo I could cut into a circle or into a shape. I cut it into a heart, but I accidentally printed this A4 photo, which on some printer paper. I stuck it in behind there and thought, hey, I'm going to use this. I'm going to work with what I accidentally printed. And the printing wasn't very good and there was all sorts of problems there. So I thought, I'll work with this. I wanted to have it really soft, so I'm thinking tissue paper and a little bit of just vellum and things like that. And so you're seeing me starting off there, just ripping up a little bit of vellum, a little bit of tissue paper and laying it up. And I have this in my head that I'll have the big photo behind and then the little photo in front. And do you want to take a vote on how this ends up, guys? Because, all good intentions. So I stick this photo down and I ripped this piece of, it's rose gold paper, and I do apologize because my camera does not pick up these foil papers very well. But I rip the paper and think I'm going to pop this down, and then I think, oh, I better just straighten up this photo. And then I trim the paper down and stick it over the top, and I go through a whole routine with trying to figure out where this is going to end up. So you'll see here that I go back with the heart on the top. It's got its bits and pieces of swirls around it. I add a couple of more layers because, while you're adding layers of tissue paper and vellum, might as well keep going. And I kind of cut some out of the vellum, which has a really nice scalloped edge. And I even go as far as kind of sticking this down here. So, and in a moment, I kind of stop and I'll look and I'll kind of reassess what I'm doing. I know I'm kind of heading in the right direction, but I'm not really overly happy with it. And I know that I'm going to have to fill that left-hand side. You can see there that I've got kind of where the photo cut off. I ran out of A5 photo paper, which was a bit of a pain in the butt. So I couldn't do a full A5, not A5, A4 photo paper, and I couldn't reprint it on like photo paper, but I did like that kind of washed out feeling that I had in the back, and it had the soon to be Mr. and Mrs. and their hands joined together. It was quite a nice detail. I thought it was working here for a sec. And I think I've got 3 or 4 layers there at the moment. I kind of push it aside for the moment, knowing I need to put something on that left-hand side. I decide that I'm going to stamp and emboss with the copper ink, which is very close to the rose gold. And I do that with these beautiful big blooms. And I'm going to go in and put some powder over them. And then I'm going to do the one that's sort of more like a half bloom and then stamp those a few times. Now, my camera is not enjoying being on autofocus here. And I did not realize I recorded like 3 videos with the autofocus just jumping around everywhere. So I do apologize that it is a little bit shaky and it does come in and out quite a bit. I also stamp on the leaves and emboss those too. And I'll go away in a second. I'll cut all those out and I'll come back to my layout and what I would like to do with those. So I'm going to use that to fill up that left-hand side, to work my way around that side of the photo. And towards the end, I'll tell you the things that I think I should have done on this layout and how it may have been different. Now, the layout I do after this, I use the same paper collection. I use some of the leftover rose gold flowers, and I use the leaves stamped in mulberry, and there's a whole different feel to it. They're similar, but a different feel. Excuse me, guys. I get to this stage and I realize that the layout is too bright. Like the edges are too solid. So I end up taking away that large A4 photo, and I go to work just on the smaller amount. I then want to add a couple of extra layers on the paper below. So I kind of patch a little bit together here, and I'm going to pop a little bit of this stripy one in, fill in the bottom below there where I'd already cut a little bit out, and make a second layer in there. So you can see I've kind of covered that join so we can't see it. Oh no, I actually cut a whole new piece, because why not waste some paper while we're out there wasting it, Nat? And this one did do a bit of a number on me mentally in the end. I really second guessed what I was doing and how I was going to get the effect I wanted. So here we go. I'm going to pop that on, and we're going to rebuild the page for about the 4th time, adding those flowers around. Now, the flowers I feel are one of my better decisions here, and worked much better than some of my other decisions. So popping them back on. Oh, I didn't realize I cut that one in half. I did use that half of flower I use on the next layout, guys, so it doesn't go to waste. And I'm trying to figure out here with those leaves that it's sort of bringing the attention in. I realize it's all a bit flat at the moment, so I do come in with a little bit of green ink, blending brush, and I'm just going to go in and color in those leaves to start off with. So that is immediately going to, one, bring in a bit of color from the photo to the embellishments, and two, make the leaves stand out as opposed to blend into the rest of those flowers, because at the moment everything's just all kind of one toned. So we'll go through and quickly do that. I have this thing about 3 flowers in a 3 sets of leaves to flowers in a cluster, and I tend to, I will go and fix that bit up. It's just one of those things. You know how you all have quirks. Here I'm just going to go start slathering on a little bit of that green ink up and around this. So we're in the sketch right at the start. If you do head back and have a little look, or you head to the Facebook page and have a look at the sketch for this day, I wanted some of that swirly feel, and this is how I got it in the end. I added that green around the outside in sort of a very haphazard kind of fluid way, and I wanted it to represent that kind of flowing feel. And it wasn't until that I'd done that I even thought this layout was anywhere near complete. I had a few of these stamps from another layout I'd done quite a while ago. They were left in the stamp set, and I went, well, they're going on the page here. So, because I'm going to stamp one of the roses smaller, but here we go. Might as well use up what we have. This is a little stamp that says me and you, which I think works really well, and I just wanted to add a few little details around this layout. So I stamped that over the tissue. It's not a perfect stamping by any means because it is over the tissue, but it does work to add just a little detail there. And then I feel like it's all still, there's not quite enough color in different spots, so I'm just adding some darker leaves, and I'm pulling up a couple of areas there, and you can just see I'm adding a few little darker leaves there around the clusters. I'm going to go in with the embellishment, guys, and honestly, I don't overdo this because I was really over it. Like, it was a complete brain overhaul just to get to this stage, and I was scrabbling, so I don't over embellish on this one. I just throw a few little enamel dots in there, and I did choose to go, they're kind of a peachy orange kind of color that I grabbed. They were out of a set that was from a scrapbooking kit a while back. I'm not even sure exactly which one, but I added those in. And I call that done, guys. I call this one done. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I succeeded. I did say that I'd tell you what I would do differently, and I wouldn't have put that cluster up in the top right hand corner. I would have put it down the bottom. That's what I'd go back and do differently now if I was doing it all over again. Let me know what you would have done. I'd love your thoughts. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.